of class 11. I am Ma'am Navina today coming with a discussion on your first chapter of your history textbook, and the chapter's name is From the Beginning of Time. Okay, so in the last video I have already introduced with what is history. History is to know our past and make better present and future. So here in this chapter we are going to learn our past of human beings, humankind. Okay, and thus the chapter itself introduces us with beginning of time, beginning of man's evolution. Okay, when and where man was born on this earth. Today we are going to discuss. Okay, so it will be a discussion on the story of human evolution. Okay. So when we talk about story of human evolution, about the man's history, I already told you that history is nothing without any sources. Okay, so we need some proof, some sources to learn and to know about our past or our history. So the sources behind knowing our past, knowing about human evolution, there are three different sources. So number one source is the human fossils. Okay, so you must be wondering what is a fossil. So fossil here is a remain. Okay, remains of any plant, animal, fish, human beings which had been pressed on the rocks or stones. Okay, pressurized by the heavy weight of the rocks or stones and left there for many years, maybe million years also, and they did not get decayed. They only got hardened up like a stone, like a rock. So these fossils have been discovered, okay, by the archaeologist, and the archaeologists and historians have studied through these fossils that these fossils belong to early humans. Okay, so this is number one source. Number two source is the stone tools. Okay, tools here means the different types of equipments or implements or weapons which were being used by the early man or early human. Okay, before not knowing about the metals like iron, copper, man did not know about this. Okay, he was very new to this earth. So he had, as he was gradually living, he had to fill his stomach, he had to defend himself from the sun's heat, from the wild animals. He had to fill up his stomach. So what did he used to do? He used to go in search for food, fruits. Sometimes here we see also that they used to hunt, okay, and they used to kill the wild animals, those who were fierce, sometimes would use to attack them. So they needed some thing to defend themselves. So what did they find? Mainly they found some hard things or which could be protective for him. So that was only one thing that he found was the stones, and with the help of these stones they started to make some weapons. Okay, so these stone tools have also been found, and they relate that these stone tools were used by early humans. Okay, so number two, that was there. Number three source for knowing man's evolution is through the help of cave paintings. Okay, paintings inside the caves, in natural caves. Okay, man did not have nice buildings like what we are living now. Okay, we have bungalows and different types of skyscrapers and different types of buildings. these were not known to man on that time. So man in the beginning, he was just like animals. He used to live under the shade of the tree or on the trunks of the tree, on the branches of the tree. And gradually, as he had to protect himself from the heat of the sun or the rain and thunder and lightning, he tried to get shelter in the natural caves. Okay, so natural caves, that's why we find some paintings, some inscriptions have been found by the archaeologists. Maybe in search of, when they were in search of, they have found it, or sometimes accidentally also these cave paintings have been found, and when they have been deciphered or studied, they have been found that it belonged to early humans. So these three are the sources which help us to know about the story of human evolution. Okay, so I have made a flow chart here to make you all understand easily that how did human originated on this earth. Okay, so here the story of human evolution. So man was not born on this earth like we are now. Okay, like this modern man. We were not born like this. We were all primates. 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 Primates are a subgroup of larger group of mammals, just like monkeys, apes, and human beings. Okay, mammals here means those who give birth to babies. Okay, and so primates were the first on this earth, and man also belonged under these primates. So as the days passed by, time was going on. Primates now was divided into two groups. These two groups were hominoids and the hominids. Hominoids, okay, these hominoids, they were known to be older humans, okay, humans of older period, and they had small brain. They were quadrupeds. Quadrupeds here means they walked on fours. Okay, they did not walk upright. Then they did not use any tools. They did not use any stone tools. They did not make. Okay, and their posture was not upright. They did not walk straight. That means they walked on fours. So just the opposite of hominoids was the hominids. Okay, these hominids, they had larger brain. Okay, large brain, and they were supposed to be modern humans. Okay, and they were bipedal. Bipedal, they walked on twos and they had upright posture. And they used tools, stone tools, bone tools, antler tools, wooden tools also were being made by man. Okay, that time. So now these hominids have been found that gradually they have been divided into two more other subgroup. So these subgroups are Australopithecus and Homo. Okay, Australopithecus and Homo. So what is this Australopithecus? Austral, A-U-S-T-R-A-L, Austral means southern direction, okay, and Pithecus is meaning ape, okay, southern ape, ape-like creatures of southern continents. So that was the meaning, Australopithecus. So the fossils of Australopithecus have been found in the southern parts of the continents of the world. Okay, so that is why they have been named as Australopithecus. So these people, these humans, they had small brains, okay, and they had heavy jaws. Jaws were very big, okay. Then large teeth, big teeth, and they were quadrupeds. They walked on fours. So they though they belong to the hominids, they had the full physical characteristics of the hominoids. Okay, and now another group of hominids was Homo. Okay, and this Homo, they were just the opposite of the Australopithecus. That is, they had larger brain, slight jaws, okay, and small teeth, and they were bipedial. They walked on toes. So this was the difference between the Australopithecus and Homo. Though Australopithecus come under the hominids, but their physical characteristics is just like the hominoids. Okay, so here again, under this Homo, again gradual changes were being there. Okay, man had come to this present picture, present image after so many steps. Okay, so in the under this Homo also again 3 more divisions are there. Homo habilis. Okay, this Homo habilis means the man who could make tools, the tool maker man. Okay, and their fossil have been found in Ethiopia and also in Tanzania. These places are in Africa. Okay, then number 2 group is Homo erectus. This erectus itself means erect, E-R-E-C-T. That means an upright man. Okay, so these fossils also have been found in Africa and Asia. Then number 3, Homo sapiens. They are supposed to be known as the wise or the thinking man, means the modern man. Okay, and they have been, the fossils of these Homo sapiens have been found in Heidelbergensis, okay, and in Neanderthal Valley. So from where the fossils have been found, the location of that place, the name has been given to these fossils, or the origin of man. Okay, that is Homo heidelbergensis and Homo neanderthalensis. So this is how we see that how human evolution started and how from the primates man came to be a modern man, and it took very long time. Okay, the first primates, they were originated on this earth 5.6 million years ago. 5.6 MYA. In your book, when you get MYA, that is million years ago. Okay, when primates stepped on this earth, it was 5.6 million years ago. But the modern man, when evolved on this earth, it was only 160,000 years ago. Okay, the modern man was born on this earth. So it took so many long years for man to come to this stage. Okay, so all these evidences, reconstruction of this history, it can be possible only by the help of the sources, that is the fossils, the stone tools and the cave paintings. Okay, so in your book, page number 10, okay, in your book, page number 10, you will find some skull pictures. Okay, pictures of the skull A, B, C and D. Okay, A, B, C, D, the pictures of skull. When you see these pictures of the skull, you will find that the skulls are not similar to one another. Okay, these skulls are very much different. The skull number A belongs to an ape, okay, just like chimpanzees and monkeys. Skull number B, it belongs to Australopithecus man. Okay, then skull number C, it belongs to Homo erectus, and the last one, skull number D, it belongs to Homo sapiens. Okay. So we can see how the physical characteristics also started to change. Okay. We see the brain also was changing. From small brain, larger brain came. Okay. So in the next part, we'll come to know how the larger brain was helpful to man. Okay. So this is there. Now go to page number 11. Not only skull, we see that there is change in the evolution of the hand. Okay, hands, the evolution of the hand. How the hand grip, hold of the hand was changing. In picture here, the diagram A. Okay, the picture A. It represents the grip of a chimpanzee, of an ape. Okay, and that grip is like this, not very firm. Okay, then in number B, it shows the power grip of the human hand. Okay, power grip of the human hand. How a bowler in cricket, he holds the bat, a ball, and throws the ball. Okay, that cannot be done by any chimpanzee or monkey or any ape. Okay, so man, according, we see that how changes were there in his physical characteristics also, physical features also. Okay, and ability also. Then in number C, picture number C, you can see how the man's hand is holding a pen, a stick. Okay, so this precise grip is absent in any chimpanzee or a monkey or any animal. Okay, they don't know how to grip small, minute things. Okay, man can grip and hold a needle also, a pin also, but that cannot be done by any chimpanzee or a monkey. Okay, so we can see how the evolution of hand was also developing. Okay, and this was because of some changes inside and outside, interior and exterior of man as time was passing by. Okay, so now we come to page number, page number 13. Okay, we'll go to page number 13. That is the positive feedback mechanism. Whole diagram and explanation comes in the exam. Okay, so what is this positive feedback mechanism? As we see, when we learned about the story of evolution of man, we found that man had smaller brain, but at last it started to have larger brain. As soon as man started to have large brain, increase in size and capacity of brain increased, his creativity started to increase. He became intelligent. He became a wise man. He started to think. Okay, and as he started to think, he became a tool maker. Okay, how he became a tool maker now? As the brain became large, he started to walk straight. Okay, his posture became upright. Okay, he started to walk on toes. And as soon as he started to walk on toes, his two hands, four limbs became free. When the four limbs became free, now according to his brain, he wanted to do something. And what was that something? That something was some useful thing for man. And that useful thing was tool making. He started to make tools. Okay? It became easy for him to make tools, to carry infants, which he couldn't do when he was walking on fours, when he was a quadruped. Okay, and then we see that when he started to walk upright, he could see very far away places. Visual surveillance became clear. Okay, when he walked on fours, there was limited visual surveillance. He couldn't see very far. he could walk long distance now on 2s. Okay, when you walk on 4, you cannot walk long distance for a long time. Okay, so that was the barrier for him, but now that barrier was out. Then he could travel far away places for hunting, for foraging. Foraging here means the first way of obtaining food by man. By foraging means by searching. So he started to walk long distance in search of food. So all this is a positive feedback. It's not a negative feedback. The thing, how the brain became large and how he started to walk upright, all brought positive things to man. It was a positive change for man. It was a positive development for man. So that is known as the positive feedback mechanism. Okay, how man was helpful to get all these positive things when his brain became large, when he started to walk upright. Okay, so this is where, and we end up here for this video session, and in the next class we'll discuss with the further points of this chapter. So all the questions and answers, short questions and all, you write down in your exercise books and try to review and revise it. Okay, and as soon as the school is open, I will surely try to go through and check your exercise books. So for today, thank you.
Stay home, stay safe,
Do it for self.
do it for your family, do it for India.
Let's break the chain of COVID-19.
हम होंगे कामयाब, जय हिंद। हम होंगे कामयाब, जय हिंद।
हम होंगे कामयाब। जय हिंद।